hailstones in my stig, Scott.
I know, my wife messaged me last night. The trampoline flipped out the garden into the farmer's field. So,
Scott, how are things out there? How's the trip and acclimatizing and all that?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously, as you said, the weather's not great back home. So it's been real nice to train in some heat out here. It's taken some adjusting for the front five forwards, but no, it's been good. There's quite a lot of younger boys out here bring a lot of energy, which is really good.
How tough is this period? Obviously, it coincides with the autumn series, doesn't it? So there's a big contingent on international duty. I mean, it's no mean feat going out to South Africa anyway, but when you've got so many absentees, it just makes it all the more difficult.
Yeah, it is, but it's also exciting. You look at like a lot of the boys have spoken about who's going to be the next big name in the Ospreys. These are the games you get that opportunity, and what some boys maybe lack in experience, they have a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, points to prove. And I remember, I think back to when me and Webby were speaking the other day, and we were 21, 22, like you were chomping at the bit. You wanted to go out and make that massive hit, make that big carry. So again, yeah, it's lack of experience, but there's also a massive energy, and it's a pretty similar squad to what we had against Connaught out here, which is good.
Would you say been a bit of a mixed bag from yourselves? I mean, some promising moments, but I suppose you've touched on Connaught there, and that Lions game it's sort of evened itself out.
Yeah, and that's probably the frustrating thing. I think Boothie said we've been within 3 to 7 points in every game, bar the Ulster game, obviously. So it's just a bit of fine tuning really, and refining it back. We're just percentages away. We're having a lot of good in our performances, but when we're not on it, that's when we're conceding, and that's what's costing us. You look back to that Connaught game, there was so much good, but then the moments we got wrong is where we conceded, and then we're chasing back. We've done well to come back for 2 draws, but especially that Lions game, we probably should have been out of sight really.
No Welsh wins out in South Africa last year. It was a very difficult place for the regions. You'd be acutely aware as a region and on all the sides, I suppose, of the task in hand.
Yeah, definitely. And again, there's challenges that come with the travel and stuff. But again, it's exciting. It's an opportunity. I remember when I was playing over the bridge, I was envious of the boys getting to go and play ex-Super Rugby teams and so on. So again, it's a big opportunity. And yeah, we know the challenges come in. The Bulls are probably, I think they supply the least to the Springbok team, so they're probably the strongest. But again, that's exciting. Exciting for this group of players.
In terms of the Bulls, they're in 3rd position at the moment. I wouldn't say it's hard to put every South African side is physical, but they seem to that is more their forte than perhaps the Stormers, who move it a bit more. How do you view them, Scott?
Yeah, they're a big pack up front, and that's something again we're not shying away from. We're looking forward to. We've reflected on how they've gone this season and how we played against them at home last season, and little things we need to get better than we did previously to give ourselves the best opportunity to get the result out here. But yeah, it is a challenge. But again, it's an exciting one. We've got some good experienced players in our team as well, with some exciting youth.
And acclimatizing as well to the high veld. There are a few ways of doing it. Some squads go there early and acclimatize. You're going straight in and back out. Some have done that, but it is a challenge. We're playing at that level.
Yeah, it is. And I remember something Sean Edwards used to say: the more you talk about the altitude, the more it affects you. So less said, the better. So we probably haven't mentioned it too much this week. That's just one of those. You're probably going to be in the well earlier than normal, but it's then top 2 inches, isn't it, to keep moving, and that's when the fresh legs come on in the second half and hopefully raise the tempo.
Just finally for me, before Mark comes in, just word on the Ospreys contingent in this Welsh side. There'll be pressure on them. You've been there, obviously, but a word on Joe Hawkins, Scott, earning his first cap. What a chance for him to shine.
Yeah, it's a massive opportunity. I think Joe's come on hugely since I've come back to the Ospreys. I've seen it in him. He's like he can play 10, he can play 12, so that's probably something Wales will be looking at going forward. They've obviously got Tompkins and Owen, who've done good jobs. But again, it's an opportunity now for Joe to step up and show what he can do against a good team in Australia.
Just stay on that Ospreys Welsh contingent. Some people have been questioning Alun Wyn Jones's Test future, but he's in the starting lineup this weekend. Are you optimistic and confident, that he'll deliver for Wayne?
I think he's delivered for 150 odd tests on the majority, so I'm pretty sure he'll do a job on the weekend. I was actually quite surprised he wasn't involved in the second game for Wales, because I thought when he come on, he done well. I think his leadership is massive and his experience. And I seen something. I think it was the Beast come out and said something about time to retire. I'm pretty sure Victor Matfield was rolled out in a wheelbarrow for the last World Cup he played in. So Alun Wyn's nowhere near that, and it's. I think it'd take a brave man to tell Alun Wyn to retire, and I don't think he's anywhere near retiring. It's someone else's job to take that jersey off him. It's not his job to give it up.
Will he have been hurt, Scott, do you think, by that comment and the comments of others, perhaps?
I'm sure he would have. I think if it was me, especially at the point where he's at and what he's done in the game, I'd be annoyed with it personally. If it was me, I was annoyed reading it, and I've somebody played with that for a long time, and I was annoyed reading it and thought, who are you to tell a player when to retire? And I think he's performed really well in the last few games for the Ospreys going into camp. And yeah, I think I'm sure he will do his speaking on the pitch. As I remember a few years ago, a few people said Dan Biggar was done. And since then, he's gone on to become a British Lions Test 10 and 100 cap international. So yeah, I think he'll be a little bit annoyed with it, probably from a point of view that he knows the Beast, but I don't think it'll affect his game on Saturday. I think he'll be revved up for it enough anyway.
Now, I'm sort of looking at this trip, how big a challenge is it for you guys out there? You're missing, the Ospreys got 9 in the Wales starting lineup this week. I think you're missing more than, 15 internationals minimum.
Yeah, again, it is a lot, but I think that proves your squad depth. And I think you look back to teams that have been successful over the years, it's when their internationals away, they need to pick up wins, and that's something we've spoken about. And again, it's an opportunity for the boys who are stepping in. They're the ones that have probably been knocking on the coach's door asking for opportunity, and the opportunity's now. And I was impressed for most parts against the Connaught. I thought when we went down to 14 men, we stuck together really well. And I think we've got tighter as a group on this trip away, same as we did last year when we came back from South Africa last year. You've seen a real turn in the Ospreys performances. So we're hoping for the same again now, but hopefully out here, not when we get back.
Yeah, and you're missing a lot of second rows, Scott, aren't you? You're missing Aaron Beard, you're missing Alun Wyn Jones, presumably you're missing Rhys Davies as well. So that does place a lot of pressure on I know Bradley's with you, but on your young contingent.
Hi, talking about young second rows, we've got young Bradley Davies out there. So yeah, he's got more experience than most. So yeah, he's been doing a lot with the younger boys out here, which is great. And obviously you've got Richard Kelly as well, working with the younger boys back home, and he's had a couple of Zoom calls and so on. So yeah, they won't be unprepared going into the game, but ultimately there's nothing like the game to learn, and you can only learn when you're out there. But I thought, again, Hugh Sutton, from a calling point of view, will have learned a lot from that Connaught game. There was a lot of good in his game, and I'm sure he's only going to get better and better the more opportunities he gets.
Yes. So what about the young locks in the setup? You got Lewis as well, Lewis Jones, Hugh Sutton, and James Fender as well, I guess. Are these promising players, Scott?
Yeah, when you look at Fender, he's obviously come back now from Cornish Pirates, and from when I met him before he left, and what he's come back like an aged pro, which is brilliant. You look at his professionalism, he's got the calls all up his arm, and just doing everything, being diligent in everything he does. You've got Hugh, obviously, has come from a different background, coming in from university, and has fitted right in. And then obviously Lewis is, again, probably further down the line in terms of development, but he's learning a lot from being out here and being around the environment. And I think one thing I've learned over the last couple of years is how much energy those boys can bring to the group, and also laughter. Lewis is somebody, he cracks a lot of the boys up off the field, which is really good. And yeah, as I said, being away in this environment, you get to know people probably on a more personal level. The younger boys, because obviously as older boys you tend to finish training, do your recovery, go home, see your family. So it's good to be around these boys outside of the training environment as well. Like
his dad, he's got the extra height, doesn't he, Lewis?
He's a spitting image of his dad, just with a bit of hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a tall old boy, and he's got a lot of development to go. But yeah, he's going in the right path, and he's doing his extras with Brad after training and so on, and he doesn't leave any stone unturned. So yeah, I think he's got a bright future.
And other boys in your pack, like Morgan Morris, young Harry Deeves as well, really good prospects.
Yeah, massive again. I think Morgan, probably someone who didn't have that much game time before I left and come back, but watching him when I was over the bridge and coming back and seeing how he's grown, he's a great ball carrier, low centre of gravity, and then obviously Deevesy's come in and he's put his stamp on it straight away. He's over the ball, he's unbelievable over the ball, and I think that he was saying the coach is telling me he works too hard, so he's trying to rein him back and that. But yeah, again, great prospects, and again, opportunities coming on the trip out here.
So what is the main priority and perhaps the key to performing well out in South Africa for the boys this weekend, Scott?
I think it's like we focused on us a lot. We obviously know the threat that the Bulls have, but focus on us and being accurate in what we do, because we know off turnover ball they're deadly, the South African teams in general. So it's minimising our errors, but also being brave within that. If it's on to play, if the offload's on, if you get through the line, we've got to stay on top. We can't give them time to recover, because like all South African teams, their defence and their line speed is renowned, and it's something we need to, once we get behind them, we need to stay behind them, and that's we've been driving this week.
And last question, really, are you enjoying the season yourself, Scott?
Yeah, it's been great for me again. Like I said, the energy from the youngsters has been great. Being back home has been it's nice not having to take an hour and a half drive every day. So yeah, it's different to when I left, but it's a really good environment, and boys are full of energy, and I like the way we're trying to evolve our game. I think you will have seen that in the tail end of last season, and how we've started this season. We're looking to play more. Like we've known, Ospreys historically are renowned for having good scrum, good maul, good line. That's when you need that point of difference, which is your ability to play. And you look at the likes of Keelan Giles. Like I played with Keelan before I left, and I look at him now and he looks sharper. Like I haven't seen a player come back from injuries like that, and how sharp he looks and how confident he is as a player. And I think that's something which we're trying to instill in the players here, is the confidence and belief in yourself and back your abilities. Like if your super strength is beating people on the outside, like do that. We want you to get touches on the ball, and if your super strength is running through someone, run through someone. It's like be the best version of yourself. So yeah, it's been really good.
Brilliant. Hope it goes well for you this weekend, Scott. Thanks very much.
So do I. Cheers, Mark. Thank you.